Do you think traveling with friends is a good idea?
Yes. For me, traveling to new places are some of the most rewarding experiences that we have.
Yeah, it can be very rewarding. You learn a lot from traveling, that's for sure. So, what are some safety measures you should take before leaving?
Doing some research to get to know your destination. Make copies of important documents. Be aware of your surroundings and keep your friends and family updated.
Good morning, Jill.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good.
What did you do this morning?
Ice skating.
You went skating. What did you do in the afternoon?
I was still ice skating.
Still ice skating. So you've been skating all day.
Kinda.
Kind of, sort of. With little breaks here and there.
Yep.
Oh, you got your test papers? I take it as a no. We have some interesting topics to discuss today. Did you get a chance to read them?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right, then. So you're ready for a test? Yes, of course.
Yes.
Always ready. Always happy and excited.
No.
No, you got to admit, these are the coolest tests you've ever done.
Sure.
Sure. We'll go with that. All right, Jillian, we will start our Interest 30 speaking test. Part 1. Part 1, social interaction. Again, I'm going to ask you some questions. Answer the question and give me 1 or 2 reasons or examples to support your answer. Topic 1, traveling with friends. Do you think traveling with friends is a good idea?
Yes. For me, traveling to new places are some of the most rewarding experiences that we have.
Yeah, it can be very rewarding. You learn a lot from traveling, that's for sure. So, what are some safety measures you should take before leaving?
Doing some research to get to know your destination. Make copies of important documents. Be aware of your surroundings and keep your friends and family updated.
Yeah, good if everybody knows where you are. And the last question for traveling. How would you plan a trip with your friends?
Choose the right friends and set plans.
Not the place, but the friends.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So no Adam?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, got it.
And set plans from the start. Be upfront about your finances and consider how you'll pick the next destination.
Right. So just quick question. If you were going to plan a trip for this summer, next month, where would you like to go?
Short notice.
Short notice. All right, let's go to topic 2. All right. Part 2, solution discussion. Now, this one is a bit of a pickle here too. You are the owner of a professional football club and one of your young players has become a superstar. This player still has 2 years left on his contract worth $20 million. But that's not good enough. He wants a new $100 million contract. So you have to make a decision. What you gonna do? You have 3 choices suggested. You would pay him the well-deserved $100 million. 2, you would refuse to pay him this amount and demand that he plays out the current contract. Or 3, you would trade the difficult player to another team for new young prospects. So I'm going to give you 1 minute to make some notes. Starting now. All righty, Missy. Time's up. So, big football club owner, rich girl. What you gonna do with this young superstar?
The football owner is rich?
Well, it has to be rich if he or she has to be rich if they own a football club. Unless it's a Jakarta team. That's not true. I'm sure whoever owns a football club in Jakarta still has to be quite well off financially. It's expensive to run a team, and you got a lot of salaries to pay.
It is.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's always been my dream job, to be a professional sports team owner. But I don't think it's ever going to happen. Anyway, little Miss Manager, what you going to do with this player? He's causing a fuss. He's even getting on Facebook now, complaining about the ownership. What are you going to do?
I would refuse to pay the amount of money and demand he plays out of a contract.
And why would you choose that?
Because I don't know.
Well, you know, if you sign a contract with someone and you already agreed to the terms, right? So the owner could have the opinion that, you know, it's not fair. You know, if I remember there was I think it was Waterboy with Adam Sandler, I think his name. It's a comedy. It was a funny movie, but it was really funny because it talked about a situation like this. He inherited, I think it was a football team. Yeah. An American football team. But anyway, what happened was one of his young players had signed a contract and agreed to the contract and had a good season and decided, no, I want a new contract now. And I want a lot more money, just like this situation. And he said, no, I'm not going to give you any more money. We already have a deal. So, I want my money or I'm not going to play. The player threatened. So he said, so can it work the other way too? We give you the money, but if you have a bad year, we can renegotiate your contract and pay you less. And the player's like, no, of course not. So why is it we have to pay you more when you don't do better? You know, so it could just be, I thought it was a very funny scene in the movie. But yeah, you know, principle. Sometimes players will do that and they'll hold out. They won't play because they want more money. But some owners are very stubborn as well. And they say, okay, fine. Then you won't play football at all for the next 2 years. You'll have to wait until your contract is over because you belong to this team now and this is your contract. So usually if you made a decision like that, it would be out of principle, right? To honor the contracts that you already had. Okay, so why would you not pay him the $100 million? He's your superstar. Other superstars are making $100 million.
Because I would lose too much money.
Okay, so it's a financial reason. If it's a financial reason, why not just trade the player to another team and get some younger players for less money?
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
You had a minute. That's a lot of time when you're thinking. So why not trade him?
Because I wouldn't want to actually give him to another team because he became a superstar and might be the best player in the whole team.
So you don't want to play against him. Because if you trade him, then it means you're probably going to have to play against him. And he doesn't like you because you traded him.
Yes.
I'm kind of helping you with your answers here. That's not good. You're supposed to come up with the answers. I'm not hiring you as my football manager. Sorry. I'm going to hire Matt. Part 3. Part 3, speaking topic. Discuss the topic. Many people have put forward ideas and thoughts about the first space colony. Some national space programs see space colonization as a long-term goal. Some have talked about a Mars colony. NASA has talked about a moon base, and some people have talked about building a starship. When putting your ideas together, you could use ideas like scientific exploration, observation, potential mining of minerals, military security, or your own ideas. I will give you 1 minute to prepare some notes, starting now. All right, Miss C. What do you think would be the smartest choice? Which one do you think they should do first? Go ahead with Elon Musk and build create a Mars colony? Or do you think we should support NASA on building a moon base? Or we should just forget all that and build a starship so we can travel around? Which one do you think is the wisest, in your opinion, first thing to do?
A Mars colony.
Okay. So what do you think the benefits would be if we had people living on Mars? How could that be good for people?
It can bring us new understandings of climate change.
Definitely a different climate there. That's for sure. So lots of research. It's radioactive on Mars too. You can't go outside or you would die. You need a very special spacesuit. So you have to remember everybody would have to live in a complex protected by radiation and solar rays. And probably they would have to build a lot of the facilities underground as well. There are some theories. What about the other ideas?
We can spread life throughout the universe.
Could what? I'll spread life throughout the universe? Why would we want to have people on other planets? Why would we want to have another planet? What's one of the reasons?
For the survival of our species.
Yeah, that's exactly what Elon Musk thinks. It is a fact that someday, eventually, life on Earth will cease to exist. The sun will die in a couple of million years from now, or will blow up, I should say. So if we're going to continue, again, that's a couple of billion years away from now. It's not like it's going to be anytime soon, but we could get hit by another asteroid. One way of assuring that the human civilization species will continue to evolve, and it's what we always do. We keep expanding and taking new lands and growing and learning. So it seems like the logical step. That's Elon Musk's take on that, is that it's inevitable that we're going to have to be space-bearing people if we're going to continue to exist throughout history. So that's true. What about mining? You know mining, yeah? What do they mine on Earth?
Rocks.
Rocks. Yeah, all kinds of different things. And coal and iron and copper and diamonds and gold and nickel and all kinds of things we mine here. There's a lot of talk about trying to figure out how to mine asteroids. But the problem is that even if you did get a lot of materials from an asteroid, it would cost so much to get it and bring it back to Earth that it's not worth there's no profit in it. It would cost you money to do that. Okay. So Mars base, you'll have to watch a couple of videos on Elon Musk's plan to colonize Mars. So you're young. Do you think people will live in outer space in your lifetime?
No.
You don't think you'll ever see the day that people are living on the moon or on Mars or in spaceships?
Not really.
No, I think for sure you guys will. I don't know if I will, but I think it's true that it's a matter of time before we do build or colonize other planets and build starships and stuff. I think it's inevitable that it will happen. When, I don't know. But I think there will be people in the future that will be born on another planet, born on a spaceship, and live their whole life with never, ever seeing Earth. I do believe in the future that will eventually happen. So whether it's Mars or whether it's a starship or whether it's a moon base, which I think the smartest one would be build a base on moon. It's a lot closer. It's a lot more practical, easier to get back and forth in emergency situations. I think Mars is a long ways away. And if you go, you can't come back for like another 3 years before the planets kind of align up again. So that's a long way to go. And you got to bring everything with you. You can't just say, oh, I forgot my hammer back home. I got to go back and get it. Nope. That's it. What do you think will be the toughest challenge? What do you think the hardest thing is going to be to live, for people to live on another planet or in space?
Getting used to the new environments.
Okay. Well, you're in the environment. What do you have to do to live?
Breathe.
You have to breathe. And what are the essentials? The most important things. You think you're going to go live on Mars. What are the 1, 2, 3 most important things you have to take care of immediately, or else you have no chance? You're going to have to breathe. That's for sure. So they're going to have to be able to create oxygen inside the living accommodations that they have. What else are they going to need to survive?
Water and food.
Exactly. I would think water has got to be one of the biggest challenges, because without water, they're not going to be able to grow food, and we can't live without it. Yeah. And it doesn't look like there's much water on the moon or Mars. So, and there's no stores that are going to sell aqua gallons. So they're going to have to find a way to produce water on those planets, or find water somehow, which I'm sure is no easy task. That's going to be tough. Just like every other colonist, I guess you'd call them, yeah, colonizer. Once they get to the new lands or the new place, it's always very tough for the first people who get there. before they get established. Even you think the Europeans, when they first came to the Americas and stuff, many people died in the beginning until they actually managed to build up their forts and get the farming going and agriculture and everything. It takes time, a lot of hard work and a lot of planning for sure. So you don't think you're going to see people living in outer space in your lifetime?
No.
You're going to be here another 80, 90 years probably. That's a long time. So you don't want to go to the Holiday Inn on the moon?
Not really.
And you could like fly, jumping around outside because there's so low gravity? No, not interested. Don't want to jump on that spaceship and rocket, and fly around the planet, meet some little green people with antennas.
I would like to meet green people with antennas, but not go to them.
Meet them here, not on the moon. So you have to invite them. All right, then maybe this was a bit tough, but I thought it would be a little bit more interesting, creating different topics of things that are more mainstream conversation these days than talk about all the stuff in the book. Okay. You did good though. We just got to remember when you do the tests, it's a really good idea to take 10, 15 minutes or half an hour and look at the topics, try to pick what you're going to talk about. You could, for example, you picked Mars. So you could have easily just watched a couple of Mars colony YouTube videos with Elon Musk or something like that and said, oh, and the first challenge and the second challenge, and this is what we could get, and this would be the difficulties. And you'd have all the little notes you need to score really good, really good on your tests. I mean, I don't give you answers, but I give you the topics so that you can prepare a little bit more, right? So something like that. So I would recommend you try doing that on your test in Interest 31, which starts next week. Are you happy?
I guess.
Not sure. Have to check. All right, Missy. I need to go to someone else. I don't know who else I have tonight. Chi and Adams, I think. Not sure. All right. Goodbye. We'll see you next week at Interest 31. Nanu.
Bye.